A boy is aiming at something with a slingshot. What is he staring at? Below are the words. Let's fight to catch all the sparrows and increase food production. It is the Eliminate Sparrows campaign that remains a huge tragedy in modern Chinese history. In 1958, Chinese leader Mao Zedong declared a war on sparrows. One sparrow consumes 4.5 kilograms of grain every year, so if the entire nation killed 100 sparrows per person, they could feed an additional 60,000 people. So the Chinese killed about 1 billion sparrows and awaited the coming abundance. But what awaited them was the worst famine in Chinese history. When the sparrows disappeared, the locusts, the food of the sparrows, ate much more grain than the sparrows ate. Foolish judgment ruined everything. We will explore the hypothesis that stupidity is the driving force of history. About 300,000 years ago, there lived a primate with a large head and no hair on its body. We call them Homo sapiens, meaning wise man. It's our ancestors. Because these wise men were smart enough to handle fire and tools, they ventured out of the African continent into colder regions. About 25,000 years ago, they passed through the frozen Bering Strait to the Americas, becoming a global species. But the lives of Homo sapiens were similar. They made a living by hunting animals and gathering plants. We call them hunter-gatherers. Contrary to common prejudice, the hunter-gatherer life was quite prosperous. They wanted less because their interest was in the present. Since they wanted little, they must have felt satisfied just to get something to eat every day. If they worked 3 or 4 hours a day, they could get food, and spent the rest of the time leisurely. It was our folly that shook the first abundance. Some of the hunter-gatherers had a slightly different idea. They thought that even if they worked a little bit more, they would be able to enjoy a more prosperous life in the future if they planted seeds in the ground and took care of them. Their interests turned to a more distant future. We call this shift in thinking the agricultural revolution. The agricultural revolution radically changed the lives of Homo sapiens. Homo sapiens produced a lot more food by farming, to support a larger population. As the population exploded, the first cities were built and cities created civilizations. It is no exaggeration to say that all the benefits of civilization we enjoy today stemmed from the agricultural revolution. But recently, some scholars question whether agriculture was really just a blessing. This is because when we look at it from an individual's point of view rather than the society as a whole, we see a slightly different side. The farmers worked very hard. What did the farmers get in return? This is a graph comparing the height difference between Europeans 40,000 years ago and Europeans 10,000 years ago. Before the agricultural revolution, the average height of European men was 178 centimeters and women 167 centimeters. However, after the agricultural revolution, the average height of men dropped to 166 centimeters and women to 155 centimeters. This is because hunter-gatherers ate a variety of meats, grains, and fruits, while early farmers had a monotonous diet that relied on a few grains. Even if the quality was low, things would have been better if they ate a lot. The problem was that the population explosion has made even this impossible. Each agricultural society needed to secure residential and arable land to accommodate the growing population, which resulted in clashes between groups, in other words, wars. Groups of warriors specialized in warfare emerged, reigning over them as a condition of protecting them, and taxing their crops. They left the farmers barely enough to live on. Who, but not a fool, would agree to such a deal? The ruling group took the path of making people really stupid. For example, they made up a story like this. The king is the son of a god and is endowed with power by the god. Therefore, it is natural to rule over you. Those who doubted this story were the first to be killed. Those who kept their mouths shut, those who were foolish enough to be deceived by the story or weak enough to dare to confront them, survived and produced more offspring. The laws of evolution favored foolish human beings who spontaneously obeyed. This is an image comparing the brain of Homo sapiens 300,000 years ago with our brain today. It can be seen that the capacity of the brain has decreased. Civilized humans may be a little more foolish version of Homo sapiens. The foolishness of wanting more than we need created the deadly trap of the agricultural revolution and caught ourselves in it. We have built monuments of folly by committing a lot of foolish things that don't live up to the name of wise man. Some scholars say in the old days, the Neolithic Age was evaluated as a time when the conditions necessary for Homo sapiens to become a special species miraculously appeared. Looking back now, it was all because of the Neolithic Age that we voluntarily surrendered ourselves to something. Without knowing what kind of misfortune, it would bring us back like a boomerang. If you liked the video, hit the like and subscribe button. Thank you for watching.